Hello, hello. I want to thank everyone so much for being here tonight. It's 7 p.m., so we are going to go ahead and get started. We're going to try to keep things moving this evening because we know time is of the essence as it pertains to weather. I want to thank everyone so much for being here tonight. If we have not had the opportunity to meet, my name's Roger Wagner. I get the absolute pleasure of being the band director at Allendale Middle School and getting to work with these wonderful students you see here on stage, along with my fabulous colleague who you'll meet in a couple minutes, Mr. Ryan Broom. We want to thank you so much for being here this evening. We're really excited for our first Everybody's in Middle School Band Concert of the Year, so we welcome you to the 2024 Holiday Concert. Woo. There we go. All right. Awesome. So tonight you're going to hear all of our middle school bands as they perform music they've been working on to develop their skills and celebrate the holidays. It's not been that long, only about 2 months ago, since we heard Beginning Band, who you hear on stage. And I think you're going to be really impressed with the progress that they made and all the things that they're doing. It's really fantastic. Following Beginning Band, you'll hear our 7th grade band at about 7:30, and then around 8 o'clock you'll hear our 8th grade band. If you're able to stick around and check it out, they are both doing fantastic work. It'd be really cool to be here to support them. We are using a digital program, and I'm going to leave this up here for a couple moments for people that either want to scan the QR code or go to the bit.ly link in case you want to hang on to it for your scrapbooks or other things that you can check it out. While we're leaving it up there, I want to give a couple friendly reminders. We are streaming tonight's concert because we have the opportunity to do that. But if you'd please help us out by supporting copyright law, by not recording or posting things from the concert, that would be great. We have a license to stream it, but we don't have a license for other things. And if you could help us support that, that would be absolutely fantastic. I'm going to leave this up here, and we will go ahead and zoom back to it for a minute. Josh or Ben, if you could help me out, because I hit a button. I didn't mean to hit the button. Thank you. So we want to thank you so much in helping us create the best performance environment possible for our students, not only to be here and do this, but be in a wonderful facility, have the opportunity to share it with people is really, really fantastic. Without much further ado, this is the Allendale Middle School Beginning Band. Our beginning band comprises students in 6th and 7th grade who are in their first year of band, or maybe they're on their first year of this instrument. Tonight, you're going to hear some excerpts from our book, some things we've been working on, kind of where we stopped since we saw you at our Informants in October. Then you're also going to hear one piece of music, concert music, their first concert music that we have been working on. So without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and zoom in. You're going to hear some songs from our book, Sound Innovations, some selections from it. Maybe some of you might have heard at home while students are working on assignments or other things. We're going to play 4 selections from it. If you would do us a favor and hold on to your applause until we're done with all 4 of them so we can zoom through it, that would be fantastic. Awesome. We're going to go ahead and get started. Well, it wouldn't be a band concert without hot cross buns. So we, we had to include that one. And we had some other extras and things you've heard, some things we worked on through the book to expand our range, and then eventually finish with a duet. After we work on playing things together, we start working on split parts and eventually get into playing concert music. And concert music is where every instrument has a different part. So flutes are playing a different thing than clarinets, are playing a different thing than trumpets, than trombones, than baritones. And you might have noticed we've expanded what we're doing in our percussion section as well. This is part of just the growth of beginning band. So we're going to play our very first piece of concert music. Before we get into our very first piece of concert music, a couple quick thank yous. We have our absolutely fantastic Allendale Bands polos, thanks to our music boosters who support our program. We had a little bit of a delay on one box, very particularly one box that didn't quite get to us. So we will make sure that's taken care of and kind of fix some of those issues as we go. But we are able to look great on stage, have our logo, have something that we're really proud of as a result of our boosters doing fine work. If we could please give a round of applause to our boosters, we'd really appreciate it. Now, for this next part, I promised him I wouldn't use many superlatives. I would only use a couple. So I'd like to invite up to conduct for Santa on the Housetop my friend, my colleague, and an absolutely wonderful, not just musician, but human being, the fabulous, the rock star, Mr. Ryan Broom. Yeah, absolutely fantastic work, fantastic work. Go ahead, grab a seat. So we're going to go ahead and make a quick transition as we get 7th grade on. They're going to warm up and they should be on stage by, about 7:30. We'll be zooming into their program if you hang tight with us for a little bit. In the meantime, thank you so much for being here, for supporting our kiddos. We keep talking about it this week and last week. It's really incredible to think about that they started playing 3.5 months ago, and where they are now compared to the that it was the first week of playing, or as some of us might remember, the hee of Mouthpiece playing. So it's really, really awesome to think about and see and hear what they're doing. We're really excited. The next time you'll hear them play, and I'm blanking on the date, I want to say it's February 12th. No, that's 7th and 8th grade band. The next time you'll hear them in concert then is going to be in May in our spring concert. You'll notice when we have that, you'll keep seeing their growth and you'll see some additional instruments. So keep with us as we keep seeing the growth of beginning band. And if you stick around for 7:30, you'll get to hear 7th grade band and see where they are and kind of what to look forward to for next year. Thank you so much for being here. We will be back with you in just a little bit. Hey, there we go. Awesome. Hello, hello. I want to thank you so much for either staying with us or being here this evening. This is the Allendale Middle School 7th grade band. We are super excited for their performance. This is their first concert of the year. And one of the things that's awesome about this performance is this is the first time as a class this semester they have been mixed instruments in terms of woodwinds, brass, and percussion together. So last year, the last time you saw them in May, they were in classes that were brass and percussion, and then woodwinds. Now we are mixed band classes. So a lot of the beginning of the year is actually about talking about and learning how do we do band together in terms of like with mixed instruments and other things, and then we start preparing for concert and preparing for what we're doing. You're going to hear some music that's a mix of some concert music and some holiday music tonight that's really fantastic. They've been doing a lot of really great work, a lot of wonderful things, and we're really excited to share. We have a couple thank yous to start with, though, because of the schedule change and the snow day, and oh my gosh, it's like Wednesday to Thursday apparently is just the day we get snow now, right? Yeah, I know. Because of the schedule change, we had some students that had previously existing conflicts and weren't able to make it. So we're having some parts covered tonight by some high school students who volunteered to help us out. If we could please give a round of applause for those students. We have Maya Dean, Lena Johnson, and Noah Venema. And just like before, we are using a digital program. If you want to take the opportunity to scan it or use the bit.ly link, I'll leave it up for a moment. While we're leaving it up for a moment, a couple other thank yous to give. We have been very, very, very helped out by a patient admin team and staff, not just our food service who helped us out by changing lunch for 7th grade today, but teachers that made the change in schedule work, support staff, admin, and everybody that made it work. And I see some of my colleagues in the audience. Thank you for being here. If we could please give a round of applause for the staff at AMS. And then last but not least, helping us out, not just tonight, but all of the time, and using the facility and making sure we have the things that we need when we're at the high school, as well as helping out the program, is my absolutely fantastic colleague who's sitting in on tuba tonight. If we could please give a round of applause. I promised that I wouldn't use that many superlatives, so I'm spreading them out. For the righteous, Mr. Ryan Broom. And without any further ado, the first piece of music we're going to play tonight is entitled Shadowfire. So not only have we kind of expanded what we are doing in terms of classes, but also you might have noticed in terms of percussion, a few instruments and other things from what you saw before, which is really cool. I love the transition from the last sixth grade concert, if you think about May until now, and to think about how much they've grown and how far they've gone, it's really cool. Like they're doing a lot of things. And as you notice tonight, we're gonna go through each piece of music. It's more complicated, more involved, and increases in both what we would say in education is the rigor that's required, as well as the skills they need to do it. So it's really neat just to see the growth. We talked to our students about one of the things that's wonderful about band is our big test is on the stage with a lot of people like you. Thank you for being here. Applauding for them and like supporting them and cheering them on. And it's part of what makes it really cool because big tests in other classes are often at a desk and you learn about the score on a piece of paper later. On stage, our big test is something 100+ people get to hear, and it's awesome. So we're really excited to share that. Speaking of things we're excited to share, we, for the first time in quite a while, participated in Fall Solo and Ensemble. It's hosted by our MSBOA district, and in Solo and Ensemble, students work on solos, they play with accompaniment, or on duets, trios, quartets, and groups and things that they have been working on. And we sent quite a few students for the fall to perform in Solo and Ensemble who had some absolutely fantastic performances. So if you were a solo and ensemble student, if you could please stand and we'll give you a round of applause. Go ahead. So not only were they fantastic representatives of Allendale and Allendale bands, but also they had quite fine performances. It was really awesome. It's really cool to see that, like, hey, a year ago they were barely working on, 5, 6, 7 notes, and a year later they're working on solos they play by themselves, duets that they manage, trios that they put together. It's really, really awesome. It was a lot of fun to see. Moving forward in our program, the next piece of music you're going to hear is entitled Colliding Visions from a composer named Brian Balmages. A fun short story for this one. You may have heard from your students that I have a penchant for inflatable costumes. And we very recently were working on this one along with my inflatable Pikachu costume. And happened to get a shout out from the composer for it, so that was kind of neat and pretty cool. Colliding Visions is going to be a stretch for us, and you're going to notice a lot of different skills and things that are involved. We hope you enjoy it. I have to be honest with that one. That's probably a top 5 piece of music for me of all the things we play in concert band because it just has so many wonderful and beautiful things about it. It's just absolutely one of my favorites. We're excited to share that. Speaking of sharing, our next performance, where you get to hear us, is in February, on February 13th. We are preparing for, and will be in about a month and a half, well, 2 months calendar-wise, for MSBOA Festival. This will be a first for 7th grade band. For MSBOA Festival, we prepare 3 pieces of music that we take to another school and perform for judges. Our judges give us a score, and that score kind of just references like where we are in comparison to not other groups, but where 7th grade bands should be, and in comparison to the music we're playing. So we're excited to do that, and part of playing things like Shadow Fire and Colliding Visions are getting us ready for what we're doing for festival, which is really not just a lot of fun, but kind of pushes us to further our skills and really hone in on what we need to do. While we are in the process of going through the thank yous of tonight, if we could please give some applause for our fabulous auditorium staff, Mrs. Kathy Anderson, Mr. Ben Mazurek, Josh Anderson, for helping us out, making us look and sound beautiful. And we are going to, for 7th grade band, wrap things up tonight with a piece of music called Christmas Light Fanfare. You're going to notice some quotes from some other holiday pieces. This has been a lot of fun to work on. And in stretches this, it's our most challenging piece of music. You might also notice that we are donning some flair for this to celebrate the holidays, because we are now so incredibly close to some celebrations that a lot of us hold near and dear. So we hope you enjoy the rest of 7th grade band's program tonight and Christmas Light Fanfare. All right, so if you'd bear with us for another transition, we're going to have our 8th grade band up here on stage in just a couple moments. They're going to get their warm-up in and then be ready to go. 7th grade band's going to join us in the first couple rows of seats so we can support each other. As we move into the festival season through January and February, one of the big things we talk about is this isn't just a one-band thing, this is all of the bands thing. And so we're working on supporting each other. So we're going to make that quick transition. We'll be back with 8th grade band band in just a couple minutes. Oh man, I'm 10 seconds early. Okay, wait for it. Just kidding. So this is the Allendale Middle School 8th grade band. We're really excited to share what they are doing tonight. We think you're going to be really, really impressed with their progress. We're going to go ahead and just get started. So one of the things we were really excited about was this piece of music because it's been a lot of fun, and we're really actually enjoying this program. Just like we talked about a little bit ago with 7th grade band, 8th grade band is also going to be preparing for festival in about 2 months, and then performing for MSBOA Festival at the end of February and March. But we took a couple moments in the last few weeks and today to reflect on, like, oh my gosh, how far they have come if you think about a year ago. To now, and just like how much they've grown in what they're doing, and like just they sound fabulous. And so we're really excited about the growth that they have, and looking forward to pushing into festival and getting into that music and really like challenging ourselves. We're really excited about it. We have some thank yous to give as well, because like we mentioned with 7th grade band, we are also missing a few folks with schedule conflicts today. So we have some high schoolers that are helping us out. Could we give a round of applause for Katie Duckowitz, Aspen Netzem, Riley Coleman, and Maddox Lewis. Did I say it right? Did I say it right? Yes. Thank you very much for them to helping us out. We just, with the snow day cancellation, just had, some people that went, hey, we've already got some stuff going on. Totally understand. We had some high schoolers step up to help us out, so we're really excited about it. We are going to move into our next piece of music, a medley of maybe different carols or different holiday-related songs called the Canadian Christmas, things that are a bit popular up north from here, and some things that maybe you might recognize. We hope you enjoy it. All right, I do my best to not spend a whole lot of time talking at them, so I hope you'll humor me for a moment because we have a ton of wonderful people to say thank you, and one of them we're actually going to invite up in a couple moments. We have an absolutely fantastic support for not just band, but music education here in Allendale, all the way from early fives, young fives, through 12th grade. And that's in part of a really supportive Board of Education, a really supportive administration at every building. If we could please give them a round of applause. And then thanks to our friends here at the high school who host our concerts, who humor us, bringing 180 11 to 14-year-olds over to hang out for the day, as well as hang out for the evening. If we could please give our high school friends a round of applause. And then, like I previously mentioned, we receive a ton of support, not just in making everything happen, but scheduling, getting kids into the right band class, doing all the things that they need to do, making sure all the things happen. We have the supplies, the budget, and everything we need. I know we have Mr. Mullen here, but also our principal, Mr. Travis Blaine. They help us incredibly run our 6 to 8 band program. If we could please give them a round of applause. And then just like with 7th grade band, we have some celebrations. We also sent some 8th graders, whether they were in ensembles or solos, to solo and ensemble. If you did fall solo and ensemble, if you please stand so we can give you a round of applause. And we are going to wrap up things tonight with, this is probably our favorite one, right? Yeah, okay. We're going to wrap up things tonight with a piece of music. Last year this time, you heard 7th grade band perform Santa the Barbarian. This is in part of a trilogy of Santa the Barbarian pieces of music called Santa the Barbarian Snowpocalypse. We like to refer to it as Feral Santa. Because you're going to notice that it's not just some holiday tunes, but it's maybe holiday tunes in minor, or holiday tunes that are just a little bit twisted. We've had a lot of fun working on this one. And to help us out with the narration in this one, if you'd please give a round of applause for our narrator and our superintendent of Allendale Public Schools, Dr. Garth Cooper. My thanks to you, sir.
Thank you. For spring had arrived, and everywhere flora and fauna now thrived. But Santa the Barbarian so hated this season that his rays grew beyond all known measure or reason. A winter eternal was what he had planned, for the blizzards and storms were his to command. So he gathered his reindeer and he gathered his ships. Now comes Santa the Barbarian and the snowpocalypse. answering victim on Vomit, on Brutus, on Runner, and blitz them. From spring then to summer and finally to fall. Now smash away, smash away, smash away all.
Well, that wraps up our concert. If we could please, one more time, give a round of applause to our special guest, Dr. Cooper. and I just want to share from the bottom of my heart, not just to our students, but to our families, thank you so much for letting me do this with your students. It's really phenomenal. Like, my job is really cool, and I get to do a lot of awesome things with a lot of really awesome people. So I'm very thankful for that. We hope you have an absolutely fantastic holiday. Please stay safe, and we will see you in January, and then back again February 13th. Have a good night, everybody.